Episode of Perpetually Ajar. My name is Katy Johnson, aka in KRWBY Abridged, I play Weiss I play Penny Donut, Cinderfall, and Velvet the Chocolate Rabbit, and I'm also a writer, and I do cool stuff like that on the show and stuff, and I'm also your host today, but I also have a co-host if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hey, what is up, guys? I am Beau Ramos. I voice Winter Schnee and Ilya Amatola for KRWBY Abridged. I'm also a writer and director for the VR shorts, and I do a lot of cool stuff around the Discord server as well.
Yay! And, of course, we have a special guest with us today, and this time they didn't sneak in. We actually opened the door and allowed them in because it is one of our most important team members, and we are very happy to have him here today. If you would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm James, and I run KRWBY Productions as well as direct KRWBY Abridged, write for KRWBY Abridged, edit KRWBY Abridged. Well, actually, I'm the editing supervisor for KRWBY Abridged now, but I also voice Ozpin and Roman Torchwick.
Whoa! He's like the dude.
He's like the head honcho.
Yeah, he's like that.
Ooh, I like the
dude.
sound of that.
Oh no.
Can it, Roman?
The voices begin.
Excuse me. Oh, I also forgot.
voice
I also
actor
voice
side.
this guy right here.
Oh, yes. He does play the beautiful professor.
Doctor.
Oh my gosh. It's Doctor. It's the Doctor.
Doctor!
He earned that doctorate. You're like Dr. Pepper, though, for real. Like, I'm questioning your methods.
I legit had to.
So, yeah.
I had to turn my recording volume down for Oobleck.
Oh my gosh, you're fine.
I spiked the crap out of it.
Yeah, we are excited to have you here. And yeah, for everyone at home, this is the guy. Like a long time ago, me and James went to college together, and he was like, you know, man, Famalam, I want to start a KRWBY Abridged series. And he came to me one day after class and was like, hey dude, like I'm thinking of doing this thing. You wanna help? And I was like, well shit, I guess. And here we are.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
I mean, a lot more has happened since, and a lot more happened back then too. But
yeah.
the main gist is that we're here now.
Yep.
And he's the one that first was like, you know, like what if we fucking did this, man? And we're so happy to have this community. Is there anything you'd like to say, James?
To you guys?
I guess to the people that are listening. They have their headphones on. They're ready. They're waiting, James, for you to speak your truth.
Well, I would definitely want to thank all you guys for being around here for the last up to 2.5-ish years, if you've been here that long. If you're just joining, that's okay too. Thank you as well. Because honestly, you know, you guys have made this what it is today. You know, we've gone from, you know, I think it took us almost 10 months to get the first 1,000 subscribers, and then now we're up knocking on the door of 30,000, which is insane. So,
yeah.
You know, we've been able to meet a lot of you guys at conventions and talk to you guys over our various Discord channels and stuff like that, and also through social media and interact with you guys. And, you know, it's been a real joy, seriously, because you guys have definitely gotten me through some hard days. And I imagine you've gotten a lot of other people on KRWBY through some hard days as well, just by being there and just by, you know, watching our content, responding to it, stuff like that. And, you know, it's been an honor for me, and I'm sure for everyone else, to be able to bring that kind of content to you and maybe even help you if you're having a hard day. So, you know, feedback loop, I suppose.
Aww.
But thank you so much.
Heck.
Seriously.
Oh man,
That's
now I'm
gay.
like really feeling it.
That is gay.
Wow, Beau. Wow.
Only
Listen,
partially. God. I have to keep correcting people on that.
Perpetually Ajar episode. I'm doing it.
I know, that's true. The first episode is literally called Be Gay, Do Crime, and Beau has yet to drop the gay bomb.
You're not wrong.
Damn. But yeah, it's really cool to have James on here, and we're excited to do some cool stuff. But before we do any of that, I would just like to know, how are you guys doing? Like, what is up? How are you feeling?
Oh, man. For once, I am in the crunch right now. Tina and I have been working on the certain thing, which I'll get to in the KRWBY News Corner. And I honestly, just in the last 7 days, have probably put a good 40, 50 hours into said thing. So I'm really excited to keep working on it until it's done. But other than that, just Fire Emblem 3 Houses now that I finally have it.
Oh my God, yes. What about you, James?
I am quite tired, to be quite honest. I've just been getting over a sinus infection, so I might still sound a little bit nasally. Sorry in advance, or if I'm coughing or whatever.
Oh, you're fine.
But yeah, I've been working a ton at my regular job. Way too much. Help! But yeah, we are simultaneously in production and in post-production on RWBY Abridged right now on episode 2. So yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the KRWBY Corner at the end. But
Dang.
yeah,
It sounds like a lot of just KRWBY work. We're just leading a lot up to the projects that we're excited to talk about.
Yep.
I've kind of been in a similar boat, because I was helping with some of the content that we will talk about in the KRWBY News Corner. Whoa. But I've also just been auditioning and stuff. And this coming week, although when this podcast comes out, it'll already be over, but I'm going to be in the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Alabama Theater here in Abilama. So I'm excited about that. Yes, it is true. And I'm very excited. So we're going to start rehearsing for that tonight, or at least I am, because I haven't been able to make it to some other rehearsals. But it's going to be fun, and my boyfriend is going to play Brad. And we do this every year, where it's one of the big stage productions where people throw rice and stuff, and at the stage. It's very interactive, and I love shows like that. And nowadays I do a lot more voiceover, so it's fun to every now and then just do something in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, that's definitely the con thing.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, I'm so excited for con season to pick back up. I mean, AWA is in a few weeks, so I'm excited for that because I have some cool stuff I'm doing there, but also I might have some cute costumes.
That cosplay life, though. Damn.
Yes, very excited for it. But yeah, bottom line, I'm doing good too. So I think now that we've established that we're all awesome, let's go to the KRWBY News Corner.
Wow. Okay. Anyways,
Yes.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the KRWBY News Corner. I am your host, Beau. I'm going to do something a little different this time because we have someone who is a very good source of information for things that I normally am just yeah, we're working on it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the VR shorts first and foremost, get through my little segment, and then I'm going to pass it on to James for anything that he wants to say about RWBY Abridged. So first and foremost, the Halloween short, our working title. We're not going public with the actual title yet. Our working title has been the Halloween Spooptacular 2019. We just wrapped filming, currently we just wrapped filming on the 14th. We are now officially in the editing stage. We're about to pass it off to the audio team to do all of their amazing work. I'm really excited. We're gonna have a really awesome composer on this short, so the sound design overall is probably gonna just be amazing, and I'm really excited to hear how everything turns out for that. Moving right along, quick reminder that KRWBY Talk will be having their RWBY review episode on Sunday the 27th, and my screen just turned off, so now I can't see the rest of my information. Their RWBY review on Sunday the 27th at 11 p.m. Eastern on the channel, like they usually do, but on the 27th specifically, they're going to be talking about all things RWBY leading up to where we're going to be starting off with the new volume. And on 11:03 on November 3rd at 11 Eastern, we're going to be covering episode 1 of volume 7 of RWBY. which I'm sure we're all really excited to see what's gonna happen. And again, as always, please make sure to check out the Patreon if you guys would like to support us in any way. We have exclusive behind the scenes content that we post there, as well as early access to our VR shorts, RWBY Abridged episodes, comic dubs, and some other stuff. And on that note, on the RWBY Abridged note, James, is there anything you'd like to talk about for RWBY Abridged?
Yeah, so unfortunately this episode has been a little bit behind schedule, but you know how things go. Yeah, but we have episode 2 coming out. Episode 1 was I think a pretty smash hit with most people. Seemed to get a lot of good press, which is awesome, obviously. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching that. I would definitely say that we're getting close to being in full-on post-production for Chapter 2 of RWBY Abridged. Like I said, we're kind of in the middle because we're still kind of in the recording phase with a couple of people, but then we're in... Steven is already starting to place the lines for the episode. I've kind of passed off video editing to him and Zazumi, who you guys know from the live streams. So Steven is currently placing the lines in the episode and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's kind of in both production and post-production at the same time. I can't give an exact estimate as to when things are going to be done, when things are going to be out, because, it still has to go through the audio team and everything else for more than just denoising lines. So hopefully we'll be able to get it to you within, I don't know, I don't even want to say a particular parameter, but hopefully soon-ish. We'll put it that way. But of course it'll be releasing on Patreon first. And then we'll go to the public about a week later, probably. So, yeah.
Yes. And I know that we started writing, or at least brainstorming for another thing. I don't know if I can say what.
Yeah, but, man, I'm so excited. Like, I've been literally just like about to burst, just excited because we just started working on brainstorming / kind of scripting the next holiday short.
Yes.
The continuation.
Nondescript.
The saga continues. But yeah, I'm super excited about that one. That one's my little baby. Nondescript last year was my first solo directing gig. And stepping into Nondescript Winter Holiday kind of this year as the full department head of the VR shorts is really exciting, kind of daunting, but I've got a really good team. We've got a really good team, and I'm really excited to see what we can do.
Yes.
So
I'm just so excited. So many projects are happening.
Yes. It's nice to be working again.
Yes, for sure. Because there was definitely a little period where we were so focused on kind of catching up some projects and RTX, etc. So it's nice to just be really back in the swing of things too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're hoping in the future we're going to have some more panels for you guys at some particular conventions. We can't speak yet because we have to be approved, of course, but there is potential for more KRWBY appearances. I mean, there is certainty that certain KRWBY members will be at certain conventions, but in terms of other things, yes, we will update you. We will keep you updated. And if you would like to see us at a convention, dude, just email your peeps. Be like, hey, these KRWBY people are really cool, especially if you're in the South. If you're maybe in Atlanta, Alabama, Mississippi, somewhere that's kind of a little down there, maybe Tennessee. Just say, hey,
Florida-ish,
dude. Yeah, maybe Florida. These guys are really cool, and you should invite them to talk about stuff. If you have RWBY meetups or anything like that, hit us up about it because we'd probably love to work with anybody because we just want to spread the love and word of RWBY. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior RWBY?
She brings cookies.
She does,
and she won't share them.
Lord and Savior Winter Schnee.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior and Goddess Weiss?
What about our Lord and What about our Lord and Savior Zwei?
Oh, heck. You're right. That's the true idol. The true idol.
He trumps all of the other ones. That's right.
He does.
It's true. It's true. But speaking of Zwei, let's get to our Zwei Breakers. But they're called Weiss Breakers, but I really am feeling like some Zwei energy today. So today, for you, James, they will be Zwei Breakers.
Okay.
You should feel so
he's
honored.
like, thank you.
I guess. Thanks. Whatever.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
I'd like to thank the Zwei Academy.
Oh my God, you did not.
And yeah, James, you know how these work. We're gonna break you into how we do things round these parts. We're gonna just ask some real silly questions.
I promise she's not normally
you'll
like
answer
this,
them.
James.
I have known her for 3-4-ish years. Yeah, she's always like this.
It's true.
On behalf of the Perpetually Ajar crew, she's not normally like this.
all of you will suffer the
all
wrath of my
two of
kawaii desu. Yes. There's a lot of you in this call, man. There's 2. That's more than 1. Numbers are hard. But yes.
Oh dear.
It's time. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Are you ready to be broken in?
Yes.
I'm going to take that silence as a yes. All right, there's an actual yes. Hello. All right. Would you rather your shirts always be 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small? Ooh, this is spooky.
So
It's so inconvenient.
I feel like it's such a like obvious choice because 2 sizes too big, you can still fit in the shirt. 1 size too small, you can't fucking wear it.
I mean, or you could wear it and you just have it like a crop top. Like James just wants to wear like a cute crop top Ruby shirt sometimes.
That's fair.
He just wants to
I'm
show
not,
off those
I'm not
hips.
here to body shame anyone. I'm not here to say, you can't wear it. If that's what you want, then you do you.
Yeah.
yeah, God, because here's the thing. Back in like high school, I'm not talking about like at Gunnersville High School, but before that, when I was in Texas, and in middle school, I did sometimes wear shirts that were too big for me. And yeah, I definitely regret doing that. So it's like, I don't like wearing shirts that are too big on me these days. I absolutely hate it. But at the same time,
so you'd actually,
but at the same time, like my KRWBY shirt, for example, one of my KRWBY shirts is getting a bit too small on me. And so I kind of already know what it feels like to wear a shirt that's a little too small on me. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure which one I'd go with on that. I think I might have to go with the too small version, to be honest.
Yeah, if we lived in a world where we didn't have to have like business clothes and like all of the different types of clothing, like it might be a little bit of a different conversation, because then it's like, but I'd probably go with something a little bigger because I kind of like that baggy look and I like not suffocating.
Yeah, that's fair.
Same.
Yeah, I have been known to wear like I've had a shirt before that was like probably not for someone as tall as me, but I was like, screw it, I like it, it's a crop top now, fuck you. So I've done that before. I'm very guilty of it. But I hate, like, because my arms have been getting a little bigger, and I hate when the sleeves are, like, too tight around my arms, and, like, it'll fit, like, my upper area, like, and, like, my hips, or my, not hips, not for a shirt. Like, it'll fit, like, my torso and stuff fine, but my arms, it'll just be squeezing it, and that's the worst feeling. Like, I've gotten mad at shirts over that shit.
You know, something that I'm very hesitant to admit, but we're just gonna go ahead and put it all out there is part of my like actual style, and I feel like it makes me sound like a total tool or a total fuckboy, is I actually like wearing like kind of very fitted shirts. You know, like shirts that almost kind of look like they might be too small, so you look like a douchebag. Not because it makes me look like a douchebag, but I just kind of like that, the feeling of having something on that fits your body just kind of very closely.
No, yeah, I do that too.
I think it also kind of comes from this like subconscious fear of like getting snagged on something too, is like having too baggy clothes. Like I'm always worried about getting snagged on something, or you know, all that. So maybe that could be what the source of that is. But yeah,
I absolutely hate getting snagged on crap at work or whatever.
Yeah, or like if your jeans or like your belt buckle just latches on to the one area of something where it's gonna be like, you're mine now.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like one of my biggest fears is like my clothes getting snagged and I just turn into like someone from like a horror movie, like from Saw, where they just like get shredded or something.
Oh,
yes.
jeez.
Yes, that's the
Listen,
I know
it's
exactly
almost
what you're
Halloween,
talking about.
James. Get with the spoopy.
This
yeah,
is
we
true.
have to talk about spoops. It's true. And the spoopiest thing of all is getting your shirt snagged. These are such white people problems, and I love it.
Or first world problems.
First world. Yeah. So, like, okay, I'm going to go with too baggy because I do like to wear my baggy, like, plaid shirts over, like, stuff. So I could just kind of make that my usual outfit then, is too baggy. Ooh, could this, like, make it to where shirts that I already have, they're just going to get bigger? So as I grow, my clothes will never not be able to get onto my body. I'll just have to like the baggy fashion now.
So much more thought into this than is necessary.
Okay, so listen. As I was growing, I'm a really tall girl, and like I outgrew clothes a lot, and so I had to keep buying new ones, like because they would get too tight, and so I know too well the struggle of too tight clothes, and so if I could have some clothes that are a little too big, you know, it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
I'm still gonna say with my original, I'm gonna say 2 sizes too big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to say too small.
Oh, James is the one that's the outlier. We always have, like, for the first question, someone chooses the other way. So I like it.
Aha, yeah.
It's always 1v2.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
so-
have too many memories of
yeah.
wearing things that are way too big on me. So
Yeah. So for this next one, we're gonna have to see who's gonna be the odd one out, and it could go any way because this
No.
question doesn't favor anyone. So, would you rather have 1 nipple or 2 belly buttons? Hold on, I'm gonna try to read that as Ruby. Would you rather have 1 nipple or 2 belly buttons? Ah!
Oh,
I can just hear
God.
Tina.
yeah,
See,
You know,
I
this-
just immediately go to like your like your shape, your body shape would just change so much either way. Could you choose where your second belly button is?
I feel like it's gonna be like, okay, here's my thought process. For the nipple thing, I feel like, you know, if you have the breastises or the chesticles, your nippy situation is just gonna be like one of them disappears. And so one of your chesticles has one and the other doesn't. It's not gonna be where you just have one pec or one boobaroo.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be
like let's be real, like the nipple kind of adds a lot to the shape of the breast though.
That's true, but like, you know, I wear a bra most of the time, so it's just gonna be like only in really interesting situations is it gonna matter. Honestly, this could help with cosplay. If I wanna be like, if I wanna have one boob out, they can't get me. I don't have a nipple there.
okay.
I've actually seen a story
Tumblr's got
about.
nothing on you.
Dude, there was
Oh
a
my
woman,
gosh.
there was a real woman that fucking surgically had her nipples, like, I don't know necessarily if it was removed, but like to where they are not visible so that she could like, it was like this experiment or something where she wanted to like walk around with no nipples and like, I don't know the full extent. I didn't read all of it, but all I know is that she made it look like her boobaroos have no nippies. And I was like, whoa, all right, lady, live your best life. So, but the belly button thing doesn't seem like it adds or takes it. It doesn't have any necessarily pros or cons. So I'm interested to hear what you think those might be, if you think there are any.
Having a really interesting icebreaker at pool parties.
That's true.
This is true. Although, here's the thing, though. If you have 2 belly buttons, like, I can only imagine the new, like, if you wanted to keep that covered, like, or I guess it would depend on where the other belly button was.
Yeah, wouldn't it just kind of be like right above the other one or right below it? Like, I
Well,
don't
if it
think
was
it'll be
right
on your
ab-
shoulder.
Gosh. I mean, here's the funny thing though. Is like if you had 2 belly buttons, you gotta wonder. Is like, were you getting twice the nutrients from your mother in the womb then? So like, would you be like extraordinarily healthy compared
Do you have 2 umbilical cords? Like,
or would it just be spread between the 2? I guess it would be just spread between
Sounds
the 2.
like the beginning of one of those like horror stories where like a 30-year-old has abdominal pains and then finds out that they have like their deceased twin in their body somewhere.
oh shit!
Okay.
This is having some dark, spoopy implications.
Or you
Listen.
could just be like Kyle XY and have none to begin with. I don't know if
None
anybody
left
remembers
nipple.
that show from forever ago.
I don't think I do.
I don't think I ever watched it, but I do remember.
I just remember him being the dude that had no belly button.
Right, I think it was some kind of spiritual thing. I think it was some
It's
kind of
such a
spiritual
silly
show.
name to a belly button. Just hearing other people say it, it's like
I think I would go with one nipple. Because
Yeah,
it could be
I think I
easily
would too.
hidden.
That's
yeah,
fair. Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
we're all on agreement then.
I think so, but I've got a weird question here. Like, I
As if
wanna
the other
know-
ones weren't weird.
No. But like, how did we? Because our body parts are named very interesting things. Like, nipple is like a word that, like, I wouldn't automatically know where that is if I didn't have, like that taught to me. But like belly button is such a cute word for what it is. Like it's the fucking hole where your umbilical cord was cut from your mom. Like I feel like there's like a scientific name there that I don't know because belly button is too
probably.
dang cutesy. Like how did this happen? How do we have like nipples and flagella and clavicle and belly button?
I'm looking it up
don't
right now.
know.
Scientific name for belly button.
Like
Oh,
how did
that's-
this happen?
Oh, that's just navel.
Oh, navel. Yes.
Yeah,
your
so
navel.
they don't
I have
have
heard that
any
before.
stranger name than that. Okay.
So like, is it like your what's a silly name for a nipple then? Like if a navel is a belly button.
What's the scientific name
like
for a nipple? Okay.
A nip
no, what's like
knot?
a silly one? Like a nip knot, like a chesty, like cause belly. So a chesty knob.
This episode's got to be NSFW.
About all these nipples. Yeah. No female exposed nipple on this podcast.
No, what is the Tumblr term? No female presenting nipples.
Yeah, female presenting nipples. Not today, fam. And,
Okay.
and I hope
God.
that woman out there is doing good. The one that had her nipples taken off. Man, Tina would have loved this episode. She loves talking about nipples.
She does.
She really does.
I never
She
hear
just
the
likes
end of
talking
it.
about taking them.
She has a stash of nipples.
She
And then
does. She's the
freaking-
nipple napper.
And then you could
It's
just
true.
ask Katy about Weiss over here.
It's we did last episode. It was all about Weiss. It, was
was.
great.
We went
God.
for like 20
It
minutes
was-
talking about how much we loved Weiss.
It was amazing.
It was like,
and
who's
I'm
your
so
favorite
happy.
character and why is it Weiss?
It was
She is
awesome.
mine too, so there you go.
Yes, like
Good.
honestly,
Best
if your favorite
character
character
development.
isn't Weiss, then you have every right to that opinion, and I bless you. But Weiss is great.
It's still wrong, but you're right. You're
Yeah,
entitled to your
it's still
opinion.
wrong.
Who is
Like, I was
best
talking to
girl
someone
and why is it
recently.
Weiss?
And I had asked them like, okay, so who do you think best Ruby girl is? Every answer is correct. However, there is one true correct answer. And they were like,
Yes.
is it Weiss? And I was like, ha ha, got him.
There's also one absolutely wrong answer, but I don't want to go into that.
I mean, yes, I think everyone objectively has their idea of who the wrong answer is. Same with any like character, whether it's in My Hero or any anime. We probably have our waifus and then our daifus. Got him.
Oh
But
my
you know,
God.
I keep thinking about the fact that when I really get down to it, Tina is the person I know that has said nipple the most. I don't think I've ever met someone who has talked about nipples more
You
than
know,
Tina.
It's
No, James,
funny
don't die.
because she didn't say it before I said it to her.
Interesting.
At one point, I was just like, "Oh, she said you ain't got no nipples," and she was like,
my
"Oh my
God.
God, I haven't heard that in years," and then just started saying it like all the time.
And
I
now
like-
it's hers, Beau.
I like how we can attribute about 10% of our channel's success to Kevin Hart.
Is he the one that made the You Ain't Got No Nipples
yeah,
joke?
that was in
Oh,
the
wow.
thing where he was told by his mother to curse at his teacher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that
bit
was
now.
one of the things that he
Yeah.
said is that he was like, long
got no
titty,
nipple.
no nipple bitch, or something
Nipple.
like that.
Ah!
And all his friends were going around saying, oh, he said you ain't got no nipples.
Said you ain't got no nipples.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, it all comes full circle. Well, Tina, if you're listening to this, we love our nipple napper, and we hope that you nap on mini nipples.
How many?
You know, man-
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Oh my God, this episode is already like 10 to 15 minutes committed to the word nipple, and I'm terrified at the
Yeah.
implications.
I think this
I
episode
think-
should be titled "The Nipple Napper."
Nipple napper? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
yes. Wait, would that affect? Would YouTube be okay with that? I know YouTube's weird nowadays.
Yeah, no telling. That's a good point.
It could be called the belly button nippy knob.
The belly button bandit.
Oh my God.
God.
We will see if we have any more compelling titles, but I'm liking our direction so far. But let's get to our last Zwei breaker before we get to our fan questions.
Yes.
So, everyone, would you rather have every cat or dog that gets lost end up at your house, or everyone's clothes that they forgot in the dryer get teleported to your house? I already know my answer.
God. You don't have to take
want
in every
free-
cat or dog. They just show up, right?
Yeah. They show up and you can pet them. I mean, they end up there. I don't know when they leave, but they show up. But I want free clothes, man. Gimme. I want it,
Man, but that's a
Dude.
lot of clothes. Like, you could die.
dude. I want it, man. I want it so bad. Cause then I'll never not have socks. I'll infinitely have wardrobe that keeps coming in. Cause like if they're washing these clothes and putting them in the dryer, these are probably their good clothes. Cause they're not gonna wash like they're like meh clothes. Like, cause if they're taking the time to preserve these, they like them. So that means it's probably some good shit. And whatever stuff that I can't wear, I can just go sell or like donate to like a
Yeah.
homeless shelter or something. So like infinite clothes, like infinite stuff like that. I just see too many potential opportunities for myself, but also
Yeah, for cosplaying,
for myself,
right?
but for others. Yeah. Like I never know, man. Like free socks, free bras, free heckin' underwear, free like pants and shirts, and like maybe every now and then one of them will fit. It'll be like those those like loot boxes, but it's like they actually have some for clothes where they send clothes to you, and if they don't fit, you send them back. Like I'm gonna do that, and if they don't fit, I'm gonna keep them in a trash bag and go take them to the shelter or take them somewhere where people need them. But then I'll never have to go shopping for clothes potentially, unless they're not cute clothes. I don't know. I like this one.
Yeah, I would say the cat or dog getting lost shows up at your house because there's nothing saying that you have to take them in or anything, and it doesn't say that they show up in your house. It shows that they show up at your house, so your house is still free and clear of animals. So
Yeah, honestly, yeah, you could. Like, I think one reason I stayed away from that one is because I don't want to, like, have too many living creatures coming and then me feel like, oh no, I have to, like, take care of them, or, like, start feeling responsible, like, oh no, I need to help them, and then not be able to afford it, or, like, this or that, because they're not necessarily mine. But if they're all lost and I know they're lost coming here, like, I'd want to try to help. And, like, I just feel like the stress of that many living hearts coming to me would be too much for this little old Katy.
Yeah, no, that I'm the same way. I'd have to go with the clothes too. And the clothes, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, yeah, you could definitely, keep what you wanted and, donate all the stuff that you didn't, or sell it, or what have you.
Yeah.
But like, if you were to get like an infinite amount of dogs and cats coming to your house, like that would be just so heartbreaking.
I know. But Beau seems to be the type that could take care of these little bevies. You could you would have an insured way to have like a shelter, because if there's an animal that's lost, it will come to you. Oh, so yeah, so if somebody had lost their animal, you could just be like scouring the nearby like post about like who's lost their animal. You could collect so many rewards and return like lost cats to babies or like to kids that lost them.
Yep.
Like if you lived in someone's neighborhood, they would never truly lose their pet because you would help them and return it to them.
Yep, and then I could also catch all those assholes that abandon their pets.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, oh, hey, your cat turned up. It's not mine. Well, yes, it is. Like, don't be an ass about it. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the animals one.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's such a Disney thing. Like, you would just be the lord of
People
the cats
will be
and
like,
dogs.
you are the animal whisperer. They all just come to you.
And like you could even like work something out with like the shelter and just be like, hey, listen, like I have all these lost dogs and cats coming to me. Just keep me posted on if there's ever like a call about like, hey, I lost my cat, or hey, I lost my dog, or this or that. Like, I'll probably have it. It's cool. That would be, yes. That's a good service for the community.
Yeah.
I like that question, and I still want infinite clothes. That'd be so awesome because I want them to fit. I don't want them to be 2 sizes too big. I want them to be just right. Oh man. Hello? Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I was like just worried for a millisecond. No, that's fair. That's fair. I never stop talking. It's accurate. But that's what podcasts are for. And you know, we've gotten like a lot of episodes out so far, and it's really cool to have like people listening to us just be silly.
Yeah. I'm honestly still like, every time it's like it gets to be like, you know, a few hundred, like obviously like our episodes don't get nearly the views of like the comic dubs or anything yet, but like still it's like that's like a few hundred people that are sitting there listening to us talk about the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah. Because those are the podcasts that I really like to listen to. Just like people having a good time. And you kind of learn a little bit more about the people behind the scenes of the stuff that you like too. So it's kind of like a win-win. And it's just a chill, nice thing to listen to when you're just having like a bad day or something. Because sometimes it just helps to listen to people just talk about happy things.
Yeah.
Or silly things. Yeah, it definitely helps me as someone who loves to podcast, like getting to set aside a time a week to just talk to someone. Like it's almost like silly therapy, like because just getting to have a conversation with someone about something silly in like a situation where we're like encouraged to kind of perform can kind of be fun. And so thank you everyone for listening to our podcast. Oh, we are recording very early, which is why I'm going to yawn right now. And you know,
Katy.
I feel that it's true. I'm going to make you all yawn.
Oh,
All of you are yawning.
God damn it.
Everyone listening, you're going to yawn.
We normally, for like a frame of reference, we normally record this at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon my time. It is currently 9:41 a.m.
Oh, yeah. We're doing our best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we are sufficiently broken in. I think it's time to get to our fan questions.
Yeet.
Yay. So first fan question, speaking of things that make you happy, is there any single piece of media, music, movie, show, or video game that just makes you happy every time you experience it? And this one comes from the Kawashis.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's specifically two things. They're both singular episodes of of 2 different TV series, but they both have like the same kind of effect, and they both make me very happy. One of them is I can't remember the exact episode number, but it's season 2 of Supergirl. The episode title is Changing, and it's the episode where Alex Danvers realizes that she's gay and comes out to her sister. It reminds me very, very much of when I came out to my sister, and it's the actress who plays Alex Danvers, Kyler Lee, was so nervous about doing that scene right, and just like kind of having all of that behind the scenes knowledge, like seeing kind of the build up to it and everything, and just seeing how beautifully it plays out. Like it never fails to make me like happy cry at the end of the episode. Like honestly, it just makes me feel so like just good inside, because it's one of those like this is what representation means to me. And you know, on that same note, it's episode 9 called Bury Me With Your Guns On, or Bury Me With My Guns On, of Wynonna Earp. where the sister of Winona, Waverly Earp, also, again, realizes her own bisexuality because she's starting to fall in love with this woman who's new to town named Nicole Hott. And she, confesses her feelings of, being nervous about this new thing that she's discovering about herself. And, Nicole Hott is just so warm and welcoming and, lets her kind of set the pace. And it's the first episode that they kiss. They share their first kiss together. And it's just one of those, like, it just puts, like, the dumbest happy smile on my face and just makes me feel so... It makes me feel like it's a normal story to be telling. It doesn't feel like it's some spectacular, grandiose thing. It just is done so tastefully. And those are the two things that honestly, like, I saw you put this question. I saw that we were going to have this question. And I just immediately was like, yep, Winona and Supergirl. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have pieces of media that elicit different reactions from me consistently. Like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the episode with Uncle Iroh, where he's like, leaves from the vine falling so slow. There's never a moment where that episode doesn't fill me with like joy and sadness, and I've never not cried while watching it. Like whenever I'm just like in a place where I need to be inspired, but also like, just kind of let one out, man. Like I put on that episode and it consistently fills me with so many pure emotions. And the Undertale soundtrack, like music-wise, whenever I hear the song Home, it instantly calms my nerves. I talked about that on another episode, but it's kind of like my go-to song when I'm having anxiety or something. It's just like da 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 da, like piano, like anything like that. It just brings me to like a peaceful place. If that makes sense. And then when it comes to pieces of media, like shows and stuff that like consistently bring me like joy and happiness, it's honestly a bridge series. Like, because growing up, those were kind of my, like, those were the things that I would watch by myself when I wanted to laugh. And like I didn't really have a lot of friends that were into them. And so like Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, those three shows, I would watch them on repeat. Like, because they just made me so happy. Like the humor, I felt like there was a community of people that just kind of understood something about me, like whether it's like what makes me laugh or whatever it is, like the stories that they're telling, whatever it is, it just felt like there was a community there that even though like I did know maybe a few people that knew of it, but they weren't watching it quite like I was, I guess. Like I was really into it. And so anytime I watch early episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged or early episodes of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I just get this like jolt of like sugary happy energy through me. If that makes sense, because of the nostalgia of where it like of what it meant to me during that time in my life. And there are like certain like shows and things like Ranma 1/2 is also one of those shows that whenever I see anything about Ranma, I just get excited. It just brings me joy. Like, so yeah, I think those are kind of the big ones for me. And then music, like anytime I get to hear like certain Taylor Swift songs, it makes me happy. Or certain Weeb songs. Any Naruto opening from or ending from early Naruto just instantly brings me joy. It's all about the nostalgia.
It's funny that you mentioned Avatar because I completely forgot the finale of Legend of Korra. Same exact reason as the other two, but like they all fill me with that same just like joyous feeling of like, yes, good, this pleases me.
Yeah.
You sound like Winter.
What about you, James?
It's like this pleases me.
This pleases me.
Yeah, I mean, I have some YouTube channels that I watch and stuff like that. But I don't know. They so much bring me joy as they just give me stuff to think about. But sometimes they give me joy too because they just make things funny.
Yeah,
but,
talk about the ones that make you happy, like the ones that you're like, yeah.
Well, ultimately though, the thing about the thing that does make me happy though, generally always is like watching episodes of a show called 24. I don't know if you've ever heard of
I
that or
remember
not.
24.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so 24 is, you've heard of the name Jack Bauer before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Jack Bauer's a federal agent who is basically it's a series it's very unique in that it's set in real time. And so Jack Bauer is played by Kiefer Sutherland, and Jack Bauer is basically racing against the clock to stop terrorist attacks against the United States. And it fills me with joy because I just the action and the
maybe the writing, like the way it's put together,
and the writing is just really, really solid. Not always. There's some places where it could have been better, but generally speaking, though, it's very well put together, and it's something that I'm happy watching over and over again, even though I know how things are going to turn out. You know, which I imagine is kind of similar to how you guys are with like the different episodes of Avatar and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know that back in college, James, you would talk about RWBY a lot. And I remember seeing like how happy it made you talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. When I was in... Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm getting screwed up here with this. Anyway.
You're good.
Oh, I just stuffed up. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, talking about RWBY, definitely.
I think that's
especially
something I feel like we can all collectively agree on, to be completely
Yeah.
honest.
Like, especially the early seasons for me. But like the first three, especially for me, were my favorites, and six was probably the closest to me that we've gotten to the quality of the first three. And you know, I definitely enjoy the fight scenes. If they're very well choreographed, very well put together, I definitely enjoy that kind of thing. And also just watching Weiss as a character grow is definitely cool. Because I actually do relate to Weiss in some ways. So like
I do too, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's really, really good to think back on that and to watch that over and over again. That is fun.
Yes.
Shamelessly gonna plug another RWBY tuber here. Watching Murder Birds is really fun.
Yeah,
because he's always so excited about a new episode of RWBY or Genlock or things like that. I haven't watched him in a while, but he, you know, it really is a very joyous channel in general. Just watching him react to all of those things genuinely, you know, not holding anything back, I think is really, really cool. And I've gotten to meet him a couple of times, and he's, you know, very
I think
nice
he was at
guy.
RTX, right?
Yeah, I've met him both times I met him. I was at RTX. I had a very small chat with him in this last RTX. The first one, I just took a picture with him, and that was about it.
Yeah, Tina and I actually bumped into him at the airport when she was dropping me off.
Yeah,
wow.
She was telling me about that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think podcasts are also something that bring me a lot of joy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The Unexpectables podcast, it's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast that I've been listening to for almost 2 years now. Since they started, every week that I get to listen to it, I just get so excited. And like, I don't have any friends that are into it, so like, I just kind of like being in the Twitch stream, just kind of like participating in the fan community, and like, it's kind of fun doing that. But also, there's a podcast I've been listening to recently that I love called Question Box.
Oh, I got excited for a sec. I thought you were going to say Critical Role.
Oh, no. I have been doing that, too. And that is also bringing me joy right now. But Question Box is it's a podcast hosted by Brental Floss, Brent Black, and Kate Sloan, who's like kind of a sex activist / vlogger just about like sex and stuff, like safety and educational things. And they have this hilarious podcast where they ask like the most deep personal questions, and they have a guest on, and they have to compete to see who could be like the most personal and the most juiciest answers with the questions. So like they'll be asked like, what's like a sex act that you suck at, or like what's like the worst thing you've ever done to an ex, like, and they have to like go in if they want to get the point. So like you're learning a lot about these people. And they recently had Sungwon Cho on there, and that one was really funny. And they've also had like just the guests that they've had. Like I think they had the Proto Man. I think they I recommend looking up that podcast because Brenda's a hilarious host. Kate's also really awesome. And just the fact that they're so open about that stuff, and it's kind of like a competition that they're being silly trying to get the answers out of people. Like, you learn a lot about people when you put them in situations like that, and it's really cool to listen to, and it makes me so happy because yes, whenever I go for my jogs, I listen to that podcast.
Cool. Yeah, let's see. Like, I definitely, I'm sure you could guess. I don't know how you couldn't get this from watching KRWBY Abridged, but I definitely like listening to All Good Things Is Music and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very upbeat most of the time, and very, you can conquer anything. That's kind of like that's kind of like the spirit behind a lot of their music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really cool list of songs to listen to. I don't know how many they have by now. I think the band themselves probably have probably somewhere between 30 and 40, but then there's also a lot of songs that were on the Extreme Music list that weren't actually produced by the band but had several members of the band and the same vocalist that were made for Extreme Music on different albums and stuff like that. But I could be vastly overestimating the amount of songs they have, but regardless, it's a really good band to listen to. And also, I don't know where I was going with that, but
well, heck yeah. Well, Beau, do you have any more you want to list? Like Critical Role?
Critical Role makes me happy. I just really love seeing a bunch of nerdy ass voice actors sitting around and playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, there's something really lighthearted and really just kind of like just really just sweet and endearing at how invested they are in the characters, that they're not just characters they're being paid to play. They're characters that they want to play. They're characters that they've created for themselves, and so they're very emotionally invested in them. And so, like, you know, seeing Laura Bailey get like super excited as Jester to get to draw like a dick on something is like, it's just so funny.
Yes, it's really good.
I love that show.
Oh, yes. I'm on episode like 16, I think, because I was like really jumping through them. But then I was like, okay, I need a break from it, so that, because like I was binging it like every day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like
do it.
But I do hope to catch up to it, and I'm gonna be doing some traveling soon.
Behind.
So no, it's true, so we will see. But yeah, let's go to our next fan question.
Okay,
we have a little bit of time left. We can do this. So who would you cast for a live action team of Ruby or Juniper? And of course we don't have to actually want this to happen, but like, if we could make a funny cast, I just want to say it now, I want Jean to be played by Michael Cera.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I'm probably not gonna get probably not the best answer, but I honestly wouldn't want Ruby to be live action.
No, I agree. That's why I'm saying just like,
I honestly but the thing is that so like, I am so against doing like a live action Ruby because of how much I love the animated characters that I don't even want to like jokingly cast people as them.
Oh,
like
wow.
I've never once thought of like, I mean, other than like, I'd love to see like Barb and Aaron play like live action Blake and Yang because they've like cosplayed them. But
then
like,
yes,
and they
then
already
that's my
basically
answer.
like look
all the voice
like
actors.
Them. Yeah, like if possible, I guess then just cast the voice actors as their live action counterparts.
Oh my god.
I think that might be a little too old to play those characters, but
well,
you know,
then
man,
that's why we don't do live action.
yeah, well,
I
know that, you know, having read some articles and stuff like that, I know that there's a possibility of years down the road there being a live action, and because Bernie's talked about doing it before, but like sometime in the future, potentially. But yeah, I'd rather not see Ruby live action either. The story would have to be very different if they were going to do a live action, because one thing about just anime movies in general that people are starting to figure out in Hollywood is that you can't really adopt most of the silliness that anime characters have without it looking really, really dumb. I mean, just take a look at Dragon Ball Evolution, you know? Or Avatar, The Last Airbenders movie. It's like they tried to adopt the silly nature of the characters. It's like, no, see, they can get away with that because it's cartoon. Once you try putting such a wide range of emotions into a live action character, it doesn't work. It looks really, really dumb.
Yeah.
You have to pick one or the
sure.
other. Do you want it to be a comedy or do you want it to be serious? And I think that
I
they're
would love to
I
see
think they're
it as,
starting
like,
to
a
get
super
that.
serious live action series. Like,
If we got a super serious version of RWBY, then okay. At that point, I could definitely see it. But there would have to be a lot of adjustments to the canon for that.
Then the answer is I just want the live cast to put on a funny hour thing where they are the characters and they're just in the costumes running around fighting things.
I feel like that would be something Rooster Teeth would produce too.
I mean,
want
have you guys ever seen
but
10
also
Little
Michael Cera.
Roosters?
Oh,
don't
10 Little
think so.
Roosters, yeah.
Because
Good Lord, that's been a while.
Miles put Lindsay's RWBY costume on and was running around in the RWBY
Yeah,
costume.
that was
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
Apparently he ripped it, I heard.
I
Oh
heard
no.
that too.
I heard that he ripped it by mistake.
That's amazing. Well,
Anyways.
That would be my
the main
answer.
point,
I love the characters as they are so much in the animation that if there ever was going to be a live action, I would just hopefully put my trust in the casting directors that they would cast them accurate to, like, obviously like skin color. So like things like the fact that Monty confirmed that Cinder was like of Asian descent. Like, so casting an Asian actress for Cinder
Oh wow.
would be ideal.
Did he confirm any others? Because I never heard that.
I'll find the
interesting.
article. I actually just saw it the other day. I'll find it and link you to it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's really cool.
But
yeah, I think I'd also prefer there not being a live action because I think animation as like an entertainment storytelling medium, I think it's superior to live action. Like, I'll go ahead and make a bold statement there. Animation has always consistently brought me more happiness and has expressed more deeply like the stories and the emotions of characters than live action. I think live action has more limitations than animation to an extent. Animation has its limitations like with budget and time, but I think in terms of telling a story and really allowing you to like laugh and feel all these range of emotions and express them in the best way, animation has always been my favorite. So I also
That's
agree
fair.
that I don't think that we should take RWBY to the live action place because it is perfectly valid as an animated series. But it's fun to dream. And the only thing I would, that I could see being like fun is if we had our voice actors, I guess, running around. I only said Michael Cera because I want there to be a meme cast. Like one of those meme movie posters, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be hilarious. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. Then how about we go to our final fan question before we stop it for the day. And anyone at home, if you have an answer to these questions, please leave them in the comments below because we would love to hear your answers, even if ours are different.
Yep, definitely.
Yes. So, this is kind of a personal question to just kind of about our life with KRWBY. How many members of the crew, like of the KRWBY crew, have you met in person?
Oh boy.
Like, because we are a very large, scattered group, and so I'm kind of curious to hear all your individial answers.
I'm
Like,
actually
'cause
gonna go
I can
open
only-
the server real quick so I can see everyone.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I can
yeah.
comfortably say I've God, words are fun. I could comfortably say I've probably met most of them.
Mm-hmm. In person, not just online.
Yeah. Let's see. One.
I think it's
I could
maybe a
just count.
handful. Yeah,
I'm counting right
because
now.
like online, I've been
Yeah.
in like calls with people, but there are some members that like we're like really good friends now, but we've never shaken each other's hands. Like
Yeah.
like me and Brian
Yeah. No, I've never met Brian either.
and Annika. Like I've never gotten to like give him a hug, but we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Tina and you and Beau and like because it's all at cons really, and then like Cole and Star
22
and
members.
Nicole, Steven.
I've met 22 of the 40-something members that we have.
I
We have-
probably
we
met
have a
like
lot.
15. I think 15 is a close estimate for me. And if there's others, then I just don't remember. At AWA, I think last year was when I met a big bulk of people.
You and I met at Dragon Con last year, and it was like a hi, nice to meet you, goodbye.
Yeah. Oh,
I think I've met about as many as Beau has. Maybe a couple less. Yeah, no, I haven't met most of them. Okay. I think I think I might top out around 20 to 22 as well.
Yeah, maybe 15 to 20. Because, like, any con we've been to where I've been there, like at AWA, I think is when we had the most of our people coming through.
Yeah, AWA, Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And then some other cons too. Like, for example, Chiharu showed up for a very limited amount of time at MomoCon. And I got to meet her. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some MomoCon meeting.
23. I was looking at crew, but I forgot like mods and whatnot. Yeah, no, 23.
Oh, yeah.
I met Chiharu too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Something
heck.
I forgot about mods. Shoot. Ooh.
I remember when we
forget
were
about
all
mods?
meeting certain people for the first time. I remember meeting Tina for the first time. That was at like HamaCon.
That was TupeloCon.
TupeloCon, yes. Like she was in the hotel room and I walked in like, hi, I have money for you. And she was like, oh shit.
That'll make a friendship.
Like, her VR. Yeah, she had her VR set up and I needed to give her some money for the hotel stuff. And so like my introduction was just like, hi, you have VR. Also, here's money.
Yeah,
honestly, if everyone greeted me that way, I would be a very
That's definitely
happy woman.
not the most bizarre way I've ever met a friend before, and it's not something that I'm able to actually share on the podcast.
That's
oh,
fair.
Wow. No. Well, I don't think I'd even talked to Tina before that. I think they had told me, oh, hey, you're going to be meeting Tina, because I think James had been talking to her.
Yeah.
And so I got
this
there
is
and I was
right
like,
after she got cast.
Yeah. So
TupeloCon was like
a
a month later.
Well, because
maybe?
it was funny because she got cast at the end of April. I met her at the beginning of April, and like 4 days before TupeloCon, she was like, Beau, we need to get in VR and actually catch up on RWBY because otherwise I'm gonna get spoiled either way. And because at that time she'd only seen up to Volume 3. She'd seen Volume 3, but she hadn't seen any of the time skip stuff. So we literally binged 4 and 5 before she went out to Tupelo.
I'm pretty sure she got cast at the end of March because TupeloCon was in April that year, and she was Ruby in episode 6.
I don't believe so because I knew her before she even heard about the audition because I remember her telling me about the audition.
Huh. Okay. Maybe
Such
I
a
could
small
have my
world.
time mixed up.
That
That's
was one
possible.
of like the best moments though. Like when we were all just hanging out in that hotel room, like it was just kind of the small bit of
in
our
Tupelo?
cast. Yeah. That was like a really good memory that I have. Like, is that where we all went swimming or was that at the other con, the Hama or the not HamaCon, you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do remember what you're talking about.
We have a vlog for it.
I
up
remember.
somewhere.
No, it definitely
when you
wasn't
guys-
Tupelo then.
I remember
Yeah.
when
We
you
went
guys
swimming at
went
RTX,
to-
but
when you guys went to HamaCon and like Tina and I were like video chatting like first thing in the morning, and I like video chatted with Tina, and then I chatted with like Nicole, and then I chatted with Star, and then I chatted with you. And I think that was like my first time that I'd ever like seen your face too. I was just like, who this?
And I was like, "Oh, your sister." Lol.
It's the kid's sister.
It is Schneester. Oh wait, but you weren't Winter then yet, were you?
No, I was not. I was not Winter until
okay.
July.
Yeah.
I thought
so
you
was
were.
just
I thought you became. No, that's when you became Ilya. Never mind.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Ilya
yeah,
was.
I was thinking about
was-
AWA last year.
Mm-hmm.
That was Ilya.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Heck. It's so beautiful looking back. And like we have some RTX vlogs up too if you guys want to see those cuz we had some very fun moments in that pool on the roof and like
Yeah.
Cole sleeping for 24 hours.
Yeah. Cole was like
you know
dead.
You know what? We
was so
did.
great.
We did vlog at TupeloCon. Now I think about it,
Yeah?
because Levi recorded it on his phone. I remember that.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you want to see vlogs of us being silly together and James not knowing which Waffle House to go to,
Shut up.
it's a beautiful memory, and I'm glad we have those.
I'm excited
Listen.
for some conventions coming up.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I'm excited
It was
to get to
not
see
my
peeps.
fault.
James is so salty about that Waffle
I don't know. I
House.
don't remember if it was TupeloCon or what, but I do remember that happening where there was like 3 Waffle Houses on the same damn street, and I
was
went to the
amazing.
wrong one twice.
And
I
we
was
all
like,
clapped as he walked in.
I was like, listen, Okay,
It's like
we
you had a
three on the same
33%
road.
chance of going to the right one, and you failed.
Yes, I did.
It was beautiful though, because you made it eventually, and we ate delicious waffles and talked about RWBY, and it
Man,
was
that
great.
sounds like
It
the
was
life.
Good times. It was the life, man, and like I hope that I can see everybody again soon. Like there's a con that's happening out north that I want to go to, and if I can talk to a few people to help make the funds happen, then I can potentially go.
Where is this now? Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know if we wanted to say the name.
Oh, okay. I get you.
Yeah. But we can talk about it after we stop recording, which we are actually getting close to doing. I feel like we kind of answered the question. So I think this is a pretty good place to kind of get to the end of the podcast. James, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me if you can just lift up the correct rock on the ground and look down. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can be found on Twitter at Tangman VA. I could also be found on Facebook under my name. I don't have a huge online presence outside of KRWBY. So yeah. But if you see Professor Torchwick on Discord, that's me too. Basically anything that you see on the Twitter or on the Facebook for KRWBY Productions or on the Amino for KRWBY it's usually me posting. And it's the same thing with like usually me posting as the KRWBY Productions channel on YouTube. We usually, if it's Tina, she usually specifies that it's her. So if there's no specification, there's a pretty good chance it's me.
Well, all right, Beau, where can they find you? And do you have anything you want to promote?
Well, as always, you can find me on Twitter at Beau from KRWBY, BeauFromKRWBY. My Twitch, where I do all of my live streams, be it video games, be it I just recently started doing like live reactions to like live streamed panels. I streamed the RWBY NYCC Q&A and panel, which was a lot of fun. As far as things, on my Twitch, it's twitch.tv/CBcosplay. And as far as things that I want to promote, just keep an eye out on the channel in the next few weeks here for the Halloween Spooptacular 2019.
So you can find me at KaniDay Official, and that's pretty neato supremo. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me at KRWBY Productions. You can find me at Weird Flex But Okay Podcast with my co-host Jordan, Weird Flex Pod on Twitter. And it's gonna be good, fam. You can find me there. Everyone, have a good day. Say something funny.
Goodbye.
That's
you ain't
not
got no
funny.
nipples. I'm just kidding.
Pancakes.
Perfection. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.